Welcome into the video. I'm your tech guy Wayne, and today I want to walk you through how to use the Moto G Stylus 5G 2024 for beginners. This will be a full beginner's walkthrough, and I'm going to go over everything you'll need to know to learn how to use this phone. We're going to start with just a tour of the buttons and walk you through how to navigate the phone. From there, we'll go over how to download apps. We'll go over how to set up your email. We'll also go over how to make the text size larger. And we'll just try to touch on all the little things that someone who is new to this phone would need to know. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss any important information. Now, let's start with just a tour of the phone. And I'm going to just turn the screen off here and just show you the buttons. Let's start with the left side of the phone. So there are no buttons on this side, but there is a SIM card tray. And this is where you would pop out your carrier SIM card for your service. It's also where you would put in a memory card for the phone as well. So if you have an old memory card from another phone, you can pop it in right here. I will also put a link on screen right here to some recommended memory cards that will go well with this phone. On the right side of the phone here, you'll find your volume up and volume down buttons, and you'll find your power sleep button. Now, the way this button works here is you're simply going to tap the button to wake up the phone. Tap it again to put the phone asleep. Notice that the screen just went dim. The phone is still on, it's just asleep. And if you hold down on this button for 1 second, it will bring up your power menu that you can use to basically power off the phone. Simply tap on this button right here to power off the phone, or this button on the bottom here to restart the phone. At the bottom of the phone, you'll find your auxiliary port, which is where you'll plug in headphones, wired headphones. Here you'll find your charging port. Now, the charging type for this phone is called a USB-C or a Type-C. So if you ever need to replace your charging cable, you need to go to the store and ask for a Type-C or USB-C charging type, okay? And then to the right here, you'll find your stylus pen. And this is what will allow you to write on the screen and also control the screen using the pen. Okay, so we finished our tour of the phone, and now let's talk about how to unlock the phone or how to get into the phone, and then how to navigate the phone from the home screen. To wake up the phone, you'll need to press on the power button 1 time here, and then put your finger on the screen and drag up the screen. Okay, let me show you that one more time. Press the power button to get to the lock screen. Take your finger, put it on the screen, and just drag up. That will take you into the phone, and this is what is called the home screen. Now, the home screen is kind of the main section of the phone here, and you'll have a few of the most important apps on the phone will be here. You'll have this home row at the bottom here. This is buttons you'll use to navigate the phone here. And then as we swipe down on the screen, this will take us to what is called the notification panel. So let's just take a minute and go over these different areas. First, just before I move into that part, I want to go over some terminology I'll be using for the video. So you'll hear me use the word apps quite a bit, and just know that apps is short for applications. Think of how computers have programs, phones have applications, or apps for short. And apps is referring to these little icons here. These are the programs or the applications of the phone. At the very bottom of the screen here, you have this little circle. This is your home button. And pressing this button will take you back to this screen, which is called the home screen. If I were to go to this app here, which is Google Chrome, this is your web browser if you want to go on the internet. If I tap on Google Chrome, and let's say I want to go to a website, I'm simply going to tap in the box that says search or type, and then I can type in a website, for example, AOL.com, and tap on this arrow to go to that website. So let's say I'm searching through the web, and now I want to get back to the home screen. I'm going to press on this home button at the bottom, and that'll take me right back to the home screen. So that's all this button does. It just takes you right back to this screen, okay? When in doubt, you get in trouble, press that home button to take you back to this screen. If you ever don't see these buttons at the bottom, you simply need to swipe up from the bottom of the phone. If you just swipe up, then these buttons will show up. Sometimes they are hidden. For example, if you're watching a video, then they might be hidden. So you'll just need to swipe up, okay? Now, to the right here, we have what is called the Recent Apps button. Now, Notice I just went to Google Chrome, the web browser, and we were searching the web, and then we went back to the home screen. Well, Google Chrome is still running in the background of the phone. The only difference is I moved away from that to get back to the home screen. If I want to go back to Google Chrome, I can, one, tap on the Chrome icon, or I can tap on this button, the Recent Apps button, and then I can see all the apps that I previously had open. They're going to show up in this section, which is called the Recent Apps section. So I can tap here to go right back to the Google Chrome page I was looking at, which was AOL, and I can continue to look through the website like I was doing. Now, if I'm finished with Google Chrome and I want to totally close it out, I can tap on that Recent Apps button and I can swipe up. And when you swipe up, it closes out the app. So that's how you close apps so that they're not running in the background of the phone. You can do that for each app that you see on this section, or you can tap the Close All button, and that will just close every single app that's running in the background of the phone. To the left here, you have what's called your back button, and all this does is take you back one step. If you want to see all the apps on the phone, you're going to swipe up on the home screen. Let's do that again. That's important. We're on the home screen. If we swipe or we drag up the screen, this will take us to what is called the app drawer. And this is where you'll find all the apps that are currently installed on the phone. Now, I'm going to go to the settings. This is the settings wheel right here. We'll tap on settings. And let's say I want to change how long my screen stays on. I can tap on display. And I can also tap on screen timeout. And you can adjust the time here. So I wanted to go in the settings. I wanted to make this change. Now that this is done, I'm going to use this back button to go back one page. So now I'm on this page. I can press it again to go back another page. Now I'm on the main screen of the settings app. And if I press it again and there's nowhere else to go, it's going to take me out of that app. So that's just a brief run through of these three buttons. Those are three of the most important buttons on the phone because they really control how you navigate the phone. Home button, Recent Apps button, and back button. Now, so far, if you're learning and this video is helping you out, please take a minute and bump that like button down below. It is your way of saying thank you. That costs you nothing, and it also helps to get the video shared out to more people who have this phone to help them with learning it. So next, we're going to go over what is called the notification panel. We're going to stay on the home screen, but we're going to drag down the screen. And when you do that, it'll take you to here, which is called the notification panel. Let me try that again. You're on the home screen, drag down the screen like this. And here you'll get notifications from all the different apps that you have installed on the phone. For example, if you get a new email, it's going to show up in this section. If you get a Facebook notification, it'll show up in this section. And you can scroll through, and usually it's a much longer list of different apps that are just sending you messages. If someone sends you a text message, if you get a missed call, it's all going to show up in this section. So you want to monitor this section. This is how you know what's going on with your phone. And at the top of the screen here, you'll find your some shortcuts to different settings on the phone. These are the most frequently used settings on the phone. These are the most frequently used settings on the phone. So we have our Wi-Fi icon here, our mobile data, our Bluetooth, our do not disturb. And if I drag down, it'll bring up even more options. So my auto rotate, my Google Wallet, all these different options. I can also swipe left and see another page of shortcuts. So these are all just different shortcuts to different settings that are on the phone. You even have a shortcut for a system update. If you want to check to see if your phone needs an update, you can come all the way over here and tap there, and it will let you know if there is a new update available. At the top here, you'll have a brightness bar that will let you adjust how bright or how dim the screen is. Now, the phone is normally set to automatic, but if you start controlling it from here, then it will set it to manual, and then you can make it as bright or as dim as you like. I want to go over just these first couple because I think they're really important for you to know how to use. So let's say you want to connect to your home Wi-Fi network. You want to put your finger on this little Wi-Fi button. Now I'm already connected to my network, but Don't worry about that. Just simply take your finger and press down for 1 second, and this will take you to the Wi-Fi menu. I'm going to press OK on this pop-up here. And now, look, it says Wi-Fi, and it's going to show me all the available Wi-Fi networks in the current area that I'm in. You'll want to look for your specific Wi-Fi network. What is the name? Once you find it, and when you tap on it, it's going to give you a pop-up like this, and it's going to ask you to enter the password. Keep in mind, all Wi-Fi passwords are case sensitive, which means if there's a capital W, you'll need to press this little arrow up, which will give you all the capital letters, and then you can tap on whatever the capital letter is, and then it will drop the keyboard back to lowercase. And then you can enter the rest of the password and whatever numbers there are, and then you hit the checkbox to make the connection. Now, I didn't put in the right password, so guess what? It's going to reject what I just put in, and it's going to ask me to put in a new password, or it might just try to find a different network available. But nonetheless, that is a brief run through of how to connect to a Wi-Fi network. There is no limit to how many networks you can sign into on your phone. So if you want to connect to your home network, find it and connect. If you go to a friend's house, you can simply connect to their network. If you go to a Starbucks, you can connect to their network. Obviously, be careful. Public Wi-Fi networks are not as secure. But wherever you are, if there is a network, you can connect to it following this system. Now, swipe down again. You also have a Bluetooth switch here. Now notice some of the switches are lit up in yellow and some of them are dimmed. For example, mobile data is dimmed out and this one is pretty dim. When it's dim, it means that it's turned off. And when it's highlighted or lit up in yellow, it means that it is turned on. So if you wanted to turn off your Bluetooth, just simply tap on the button and now Bluetooth is off. If you want to turn off Wi-Fi, tap on the Wi-Fi icon and now Wi-Fi is off. To turn it back on, just simply tap again, and just like that, and then now those antennas are back on. For Bluetooth, same thing, simply long press, put your finger on the button for 1 second. It will take you to this menu, and here it will be, you'll tap on pair new device, and then it will begin to look for all the available devices in the area. So those are kind of the main two most important switches that people tend to use up here. But again, you swipe down, look through this list because you should know what shortcuts you have and when they might come in handy. Okay. All right. So that brings us to the end of sort of navigating the phone. Now, next I want to go deeper into how to download applications. I showed you earlier that by swiping up on the screen, this takes you to what is called your app drawer. And this is where you'll find all the apps that are on the phone. But what if you want to download a new app? For example, what if you want to download Uber Eats because you want to order dinner and have it delivered? Well, you'll need to go to what is called the Play Store. The Play Store is where you'll find all the apps that are available for your phone and where you can download those apps to the phone. If you tap on this search button at the bottom of the screen, if you want to tap it 2 times, it will bring up your keyboard and it will bring up the search box at the top, so you can simply type in the name of the app that you want to download, or you can tap on this microphone in the upper right corner and just simply say the name. So for example, let's say I want to download Uber to the phone. Tap on the microphone, Uber. And now it's going to recommend Uber. And sometimes you will see an ad, so pay attention to this. Here you see a Lyft app as well, and right above it says sponsored. This was an ad that was generated based on what I searched. This is the app I really want, which is the Uber app. Now if I tap where it says Uber, I can swipe up and I can look at pictures to make sure I have the right app. So yep, okay, that's Uber. Good. Hit my back button to go out of that, and let's swipe back down. And normally this button will say install, but I've actually already downloaded Uber to the phone, so it just says open. But you'll want to look for a green install button, and by tapping that, it will download that app to your phone. Sometimes this button is not going to say install. Sometimes it's going to have a price. And if it has a price, it means that the app you're trying to download is not free. There is a cost, and so you want to be mindful of that. Now, so we downloaded Uber. Where would I find Uber on the phone? Now, you can swipe left and right, and there are different pages that will show up on the home screen, but we don't see Uber. which is no problem. So what you're going to do is swipe up, go to our app drawer, and then this app drawer section will organize all your apps in alphabetical order. And we'll simply go to the use section, and oh, there's our Uber. I can tap on Uber to begin the process of trying to get a ride. So that is a brief run through of how to download apps and where to find them after you've installed them. Next, let's go over how to make the text size larger. If you'll notice, for example, there's little captions underneath the apps here, and the words are really small. So let's go over how to make the words larger, and this will not just be for your apps, but for when you're sending a text message or you're on the web like Google Chrome. It'll make the text larger in just about every section of the phone. So we'll swipe up, and we're gonna swipe up again and go to the settings app. From here, go to display, and then go to display size and font. I went there really fast. Go to display size and text. Tap there. And here you have font size, you have display size, and you have bold. Now watch as I drag and make the font size bigger. You'll begin to see the titles of the apps much clearer. There we go. So now be careful making it too big, because at some point you won't even be able to read the names of the different apps. So you want to try to find a sweet spot, which I think this is the sweet spot right now. Next is the display size, which makes everything bigger or smaller. So if I start to bring this up, you'll see how the size of the icon is getting larger as well as the text. There we go. So there will be a lot more space to see your apps, and hopefully you'll be able to read the names of the apps a lot easier. You can also make the text bold. This is enabled right now. It makes the text bold, easier to read. And there's some other add-ons here as well. So that's a brief rundown of how to make the text size larger so you can easily see what's going on your phone. Next, let's go over how to control the sound on the phone. So for example, if you're trying to put the phone on vibrate or silent, what you'll need to do is tap on either the power up button or the power down button. When you press it, a menu is going to pop up on the right here, and you'll tap on this little speaker. This puts the phone on vibrate. This puts it in silent. If you press it again, it will turn all the sound back up. Now, this menu goes away fast, and it's a little frustrating, so you got to get it pretty quick. But here I can raise or lower the volume to my either music or my video. Now, if I tap underneath that little bar, there's 3 dots right here. And if we tap on that, this will bring up our basically EQ. And it basically is the sound for the different functions on the phone. So first we have our alarm clock sound. You can control how loud that's going to ring. Then you have this one, which is for your notifications. And you can take that up and down as well. Here you have your call volume. So when you make a call. And also as you drag it up and down, it'll give you a preview. So as I'm moving this, it says this is your ring volume, how loud the phone is going to ring. Whereas this is the volume of how loud the actual call is going to sound when the call is coming through the receiver. And then this is the media volume, which is for when you listen to music or when you listen to a video. All that comes through there. Now you can tap on the settings wheel here to get to the actual sound and vibration section in the settings. And here you'll find even more options of things you can control. You can also change the sound when you get a text message, which is right here, your default notification sound. You can just come in here and pick a different sound. Some of these will be annoying, so you gotta be careful. That one's pretty easy. When you're done, press OK. And here you can change your ringtone sound by tapping on phone ringtone and just testing out some of the options here. Press OK. So now we've just changed our ringtone and our sound when we get a text message. So that's just a brief run through of how to control the sound. Now next, let's go over how to set up your email on the phone. So there's two ways to do this. The easiest way is tapping on this Google folder you'll find on the home screen and go to Gmail. You might say to yourself, Wayne, I don't have a Gmail, so I'm not going to use the Gmail app, right? And the answer would be wrong. You can actually use the Gmail app to sign into non-Gmail email types. To do that, you simply need to go to the upper right corner and tap on the little icon. Mine is red, but yours might be a different color. And tap on Add Another Account. This will take you to the main screen. Now, if you've never set up an email on the phone, then this is the first thing you would have already seen. And these are the supported email types. So Google, Outlook, Hotmail, Live, Yahoo, Exchange, and Office 365. If you don't see your email in this section, your email type, you can tap on Other and try to enter the email address and password. And sometimes it will work, but sometimes it will give you issues. So Plan B, which I lean on quite a bit, is go to the home screen, go to the Play Store, which is where we download apps, and try this trick. So tap on the search button twice to bring up the keyboard and take you to the search. Next, in the bottom left corner, you're going to see a question mark and a 1, 2, 3. Tap on that button and tap on the @ symbol. And all you're going to do is simply tap on whatever the end of your email address is. So if it's at AOL, you type in at AOL.com. If it's at SBCglobal.net, whatever it is, just type in whatever is the back half of your email address, and then tap on the magnifying glass to do a search. And then it will recommend apps that are compatible with that email type. So these are a couple here. And as you can see at the very top, this was the first recommendation. Hey, download the actual AOL app to manage your email. Makes so much sense. So I can tap on open. Sometimes it's going to say install, so you want to look for install or open. And from here, I can tap on inbox, and then it will give me a pop-up that will ask what my sign-in information is, my email address and my password. So that's a brief rundown of just signing into your accounts and some of the things you might navigate in the process of signing in. Now, once you're signed in, we're going to go back to Gmail. And this is a walkthrough of just simply how to use the email app. So here you'll see a bunch of different emails that have already come through. Now the ones that say Google Pixel, I don't need those, so I can tap on this little green bubble to the left to select that email, and then I'm going to select these two as well, and this one, and this one. So I have these 5 emails selected, and I can simply come up here and tap on the trash can to delete these 5 emails. So that's how easy it is to delete emails in bulk. You just have to check the circle next to it first, and then hit delete once you've selected all the pictures you want to delete. Next, let's go over how to check your emails. So here, we've already gone over deleting emails. Let's say I want to just read an email that came through. This is a Samsung email. So here it's like an advertisement. I can look through it. I can tap on any one of these little buttons here to go to that product and get more information. Yeah, so this is an email from Samsung, but there's nothing in here that I see that is important, so I'm just going to tap on the trash can to delete this email. Now, here's a different email from Fitbit. Let's see. From Fitbit, and they're talking about changing my password. Now, I can reply to this email by tapping on this little arrow that points to the left, and then it will give me an option. It will automatically put the email in a reply, and it'll add RE dot, and then it'll give me space to begin to type. This was just how you respond to an email. Now, if you want to attach a file or a picture, tap on the paperclip in the top right corner, and here you can attach a file, or you can insert it from a Google Drive. I just do the first option, it's easier, and you can type something. Hi there. Now, upper right corner, we're going to tap on this button here to send off the email. And that's basically just sending it right back to the person who sent it to you, but with whatever your preference is about what they're asking. So that's how you download apps and different things. Now, next, you have a search box at the top of your email that says search in mail. You can use that if you're trying to find a specific email that you received. Could be yesterday, last week, last month. Tap in that search in mailbox, and then you can type in whatever you think was in the email, and then it will try to recommend emails based on your criteria. Next, let's go over how to set a password on the phone so you can protect your information. To do this, we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, and at the bottom of the screen, you'll find a settings wheel. Tap on the settings wheel. From here, you're going to swipe down all the way to security and privacy. And here you want to tap on set screen lock. Okay, now right now there's no password on the phone, so we want to go to either a PIN, which is a 4 to 6 digit number, or you can go to a pattern. Let's do a pattern, and we're just going to make it an L just like this. Hit next, and then make it another L just like this. Hit confirm. And now, when you need to sign into the phone, this is what you're going to see. So this is the lock screen, but if I try to drag up the screen, it's now going to give me this, and it's saying enter the corresponding pattern to unlock the phone, and we'll put that L in there, and guess what? Now we're in the phone. So we officially have set a pattern to lock the phone, and from here you can do a lot of other really cool things. You can go up and actually set another screen lock. So go to device unlock, and from here we're going to tap on fingerprint. Put in that pattern, hit setup, got it, and the fingerprint sensor is in the screen. So at the bottom you'll see an icon of a little fingerprint, and just begin to press down on the screen. And here it's going to begin to learn your fingerprint, so you can then just unlock the phone with your fingerprint, just like this. You'll just lift your thumb and just drop it down, just like that. And just keep going until it tells you to stop, but try to slightly move your finger. You don't want to always put it down the same way because it's trying to learn your fingerprint. And there we go. We officially added a fingerprint, and now we can use that to unlock the phone. Now, I recommend you always add more than one fingerprint, and add one from each finger. Because let's say you have food or grease or something on this thumb, you're not going to be able to unlock the phone, but you may not have something on this thumb. So tap add another and just simply go through the same process with a finger on another hand. I'm going to hit done. Let's go ahead and lock the screen or put it to sleep. Press the power button again, and now I can just simply press like this to unlock the phone. So super easy. You can also set up your face to unlock the phone as well. You would just tap on face unlock and follow the prompts. So we officially have a password. Our phone is secure. The last thing I want to take you through is using the stylus. When you take out that pen, this menu is going to pop up, which is super cool. And here you can get to shortcuts that correspond to the pen. So for example, if I want to write a note, I'm going to tap on the plus. And here I'm in a note that I can begin to write things. So maybe I want to write a quick shopping list. Eggs, milk, butter. And I can also draw a little square. So once I find them at the store, I can just check them off, just like that. So that's one option of things you can do with the pen. Now, you'll notice this little gray icon. It's a circle and it has a little pin in it. This is what will bring up that menu that we just talked about. So if you ever want to get back to this menu, just tap on that little bubble to bring it up and get to these shortcuts. So there's a Moto Note, there's a screenshot, which is just taking a picture of your screen. That's an easy way to do that. There is a freeform crop, which is just whatever you're looking at on screen, you can just crop down a section of that by tapping on the freeform crop. There is the gift maker, and there is a handwriting calculator that you can basically write out your calculations and then it will solve it for you. So that's just a brief run through of the pen and some of the things that you can do with it. Pretty cool. It's just a nifty tool to have with you, and you can swipe up and down, and you can use it to control a lot of the other functions on the phone. So people don't always tend to use these shortcuts. They sometimes just use the pen just to navigate the screen, which is totally fine. So it's whatever works for you. I just want to make sure you know about the other things that are available for the pen. So this brings us to the end of our video. I hope you guys found this helpful. My goal in this video was to just simplify the Moto G Stylus 5G for anyone who is new using this phone. So if I did that and I made this phone a little bit easier for you to use and you feel more comfortable with it, please take a minute and bump that like button down below. Again, it costs you nothing and it really helps to push this video out to more people and hopefully help new users who have this phone to have a guide to have a better experience. So please take a minute, bump that like button. I will link here to my playlist. I have other videos on this phone, so if you want to keep learning cool things you can do with this phone, check out that playlist, and here I'll link another really helpful video as well. Thanks again for watching, guys. Take care, and as always, have a good one.